Hello, my scale model building friends. It's Brian with BG Model Workshop. That's right, it's YouTube's version of the uncle that likes to get down on the floor and play Hot Wheels with all the kiddies at family parties. All right, so we're doing an update on our big rig group build. We started it officially yesterday. We did some glue ups. Mostly we've been spending some time just cleaning parts. This is a really nice kit, but there's a lot of mold lines, a lot of mold seam lines. So we're spending our time filing and sanding and making big messes all over the place. But so far we have ourselves a nice little chassis. Not so little, actually. This thing is huge. We did have a little bit of an issue because I've never built one of the AMT truck kits before. And as it turns out, there are no part numbers on anything. These are actually just, these numbers here are actually the steps that they want you to follow, which is fine. I mean, that's great. I like how they do the number 1 here as a little star so you know where that's at. But yeah, there are no parts numbers on any of the parts and trees, and never having built a big rig like this before, oops, there's a couple of questions here and there, but Google and photo research has been helping us out along the way. Our biggest issue was this bit back here. Where are you? Oh, he's still got his Christmas outfit on. Don't. All right, so back here we got this bar that goes across. That wasn't actually in the instructions. And of course, not having a part number, there's no reference to it. So we decided that it was going to fit right in this spring mount area here. And that's, I'm not exactly certain if these, I forget what they call these rods here, these retaining rods, if they actually mount to that position or not. But it seemed to fit together that way, so that's kind of how we went about doing it. So hopefully that all fits together nicely. We did dry fit the axles in the rear to make sure that we had our spacing right and everything, but I did love the fact that I had to build the entire frame. Rails, and then actually had to add some bits on here, on these guys here, these stringers here, and then had to put together this rear stringer here also. That's 2 different pieces glued together, and then we have a nice little engine cradle up here in the front. And done some measurements, and it looks like we are nice and square and true and happy to go. So our next step is to make sure that our rear axles are going to be aligned properly. There is no real alignment pins. There's a little knob on here that lets you know how far over to shove it in the frame. But if you can tell, the actual axle flanges at the ends are not molded squarely. So there's a question of whether or not we're going to be dog-legging it here, or dog tracking, I guess they call it. So we're going to make sure, absolutely certain, that everything's going to line up nice and square and true. We got our front axle put together. That was just 2 simple parts that went together. But there is a spot on the back side of this I-beam here to mount up the track bar. Is it a track bar? Yeah, we'll call it track bar. But the holes weren't very deep, so I just used my drill bits and made the hole just a little bit deeper so that fit in there a little bit nicer. I did try stripping some chrome off some pieces, and these are like air tanks for the back, reservoir tanks, I guess. And I'm not sure what type of chrome AMT uses, but it has to be the same type of stuff that's on Wolverine's bones, because my stripper had a little bit of a difficulty. This is about a couple of hours in the stripper. I'm not sure how much she charged, but she didn't do a very good job. But we still have to do our cab, which is in multiple pieces. And we got a plan on how to address that. I do like the rivet detail. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, if I have to, I'll just sand it all off. But so far we're moving right along. Oh, in other news, our GT40 is out of paint. And I don't want to lose that hood. That's going to fall off there. But our GT40 is looking pretty damn spiffy. We're going to be possibly decaling this today. We'll see. We're hosting another model club meeting at the house here tonight, so I've got some errands to do before that happens. But there we go, folks. That's our update on our big rig group build. Thanks for tuning in. I see we picked up some more subscribers since the beginning of the year, so welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in and being part of all of this. Everybody have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you again later. Bye now.